I'm speed running a $0 to $1 million in cash collected for our new software, just for fun, but also documenting every single day as to what we're doing. We have a agency model for the main company doing all of the marketing for mid-market businesses, but we launched a software as a service product, and this is purely reliant on marketing. So our marketing company is doing it, which makes it substantially easier. But there's a few reasons that I'll go into later in the video, but let's check out the stats. We'll go to the Meta Ads Manager. And we're launching with a few ad creatives. We have a bunch more made. We could launch a bunch more at a time, but these are mainly just going over the offer with different creatives. But let's check out the stats. Bless you. Thank you, Josh. I feel like I'm talking to someone, but there's no one else here. So this is how much we've spent. We launched yesterday, so we have a $200 budget per ad, but we've only spent $200 since yesterday. But let's check out the stats, and then I'll show you the Backend CRM, aka Go High Level stats to match it. So our CPM is pretty high right now. We weren't expecting much because this is a new product, or this is a brand new ad launch, and Meta doesn't know where to send the people to. $95 CPM, pretty high, but we've spent about $200. We'll just call it $200 for the sake of it. Our CPC, cost per click, that means what percentage of people see an ad, click. And that could be clicking on the profile or clicking on the link. But what we really care about is outbound click. And this is pretty good. So sub 50 cents cost per click. And so this tells us, if let's say you're doing marketing for your company, I want to track every single piece of the pie. And so if you have a very low cost per click, that means if you spend $200 and it's costing you 35 cents for people to go from the ad to whatever landing page you have very good creatives. You have very good front end marketing. But the next thing you need to track is the middle of the funnel, which is once they click this, what do people then do? Because that's what's going to matter the most. So let's check out the funnel. And right now we're A/B testing two different funnels. We're testing the exact same offer because we did a lot of ad testing for what offer was going to convert the best. But we are testing a VSL versus no VSL. And all a VSL is this video right here. So this is a video of me doing a video sales letter explaining more about the product to give more context to this versus the no VSL. So there's no video here on the other at the end. And look at the opt-in difference. Now, because we don't have much data, honestly, this is a little bit of noise because I don't know or care when there's only 21 total people that have opted in. I'm going to care more about this when there's 200 people that have opted in. But right now, we are doubling the opt-in rate. So how would this metric change how we make our next decision? Because if you have a company, you should make data-based decisions. Let's say after we start to run these ads and the VSL opt-in continues to perform better, we are then going to do a subset of another funnel with a different version of a VSL. The other version of a VSL that I would do is I would do a product demo walkthrough live. At the time when I made this VSL, we didn't even have the product fully ready, but we want to fucking burn everyone on the team and say, hey guys, we're going to be spending money on this, so you better be ready. And that just kind of puts a fire in everyone's ass. Now we actually have everything ready to go, so I can redo another VSL. But there wasn't a purpose of doing that until we find if it converts better. As of right now, it is, but it's 100% better. Think about that. If this data remains the same, if we have 1,000 people that opt in, we would literally get double the amount of people that opt in if we use this funnel versus that funnel. And that's why you should always have A/B tests running at all times. But let's check out the actual stats, because this is what I care about. I'm a data junkie and I don't care to be emotional. I want to make data-based decisions. And this is just for the last 2 days since we started launching ads. So this is where sometimes Meta and what you're doing can get a little skewed, because look at what we have here. We've spent $200. And we've had 575 clicks. Well, that does not match this data. Out of that, on Meta side, it's saying that there's 575 clicks. For this, there's 789 clicks. That is substantially more, which is better. You would rather have better results. And that's why you can't, you have to double check everyone's metrics, because this is actually substantially better. Let's think about that. I mean, there's an extra almost 300 or 250 people that have opted in from these ads. That would mean our cost per click's like 15 cents. Now, out of those, how many people actually book a call? 4 people. And so that's because we have a pretty tight qualifying form. And so we can actually go through. I don't want to I'm canceling. Okay. I was going to show you guys the results of people's forms, but there was sensitive information of these people. So I'm not going to do that. Let me go back to sharing my screen because I just was trigger happy there, which I shouldn't have been. There's going to be a few different funnels that we launch as well, mainly because our only objective is not just getting sales for the SaaS product. Now, this goes back to having a product ecosystem, and it goes back to understanding the economics of your business. And I love the economics of businesses because if you can tweak your monetary system within your business, you can have 100x return on investment. And let me show you what I mean by that without going too granular. So this is the funnel that you just saw. So we are doing paid ads to the VSL page, there's actually a qualifying form here. We have changed this funnel. We are now doing a book a call funnel. And the reason we did that is because of understanding pricing. And if we spent $5,000 on ads, the probability with a very low trust factor of someone booking direct to checkout on our $2,000 sign-on and then $200 per month was incredibly low. Whereas even with a great offer, even if you're guaranteeing that we're going to make someone $10,000 or we'll give them their money back, that is still a tough sell without a intermediary in between. And so there's a bunch of different ways that we could do it. We could do an auto webinar. We could do a long form, a very ultra long form VSL, but we are just going to do a sales call for a lot of reasons. And that goes down to our upsell objectives. So let's say over the next quarter, we are definitely going to get our first 1,000 customers for this SaaS. So that would mean we have $2 million in cash collected because it's a $2,000 sign-on fee and then $200 per month. So we get our first 1,000 customers. But what is the secondary and third objective? So first is going to be, we want to upsell as many people as humanly possible into the main agency. So if we have a sales call with someone, we can explain why we built this product. And the reason we built this product is also on here. And it is 100% true. We built this product because we have a lot of clients that are doing a substantial amount of views and revenue. And we hated human setters because they don't know your brand. They don't understand your product. They suck. I hate managing setters. I don't think anyone particularly likes setters. And if you are a setter, you probably don't want to be a setter. You probably wanted to upgrade and do something else. And so we built this product because it solved a huge problem for our clients. And that is the number one portion of marketing. Have a spectacular product. If you want to do super well, have a great offer, a great product, and then it's not going to sell itself, but it's going to do 50% of the way. And we have an outlandish claim here. It's basically, do you want to pay us $2,000 to make $10,000? What percentage of business owners would not accept that? Not a single one. If someone has over 2,000 followers and they have an offer that converts at a decent rate, we can guarantee that you will make $10,000 in the next 45 days with our AI that will do it all for you. Or we're going to give you a full refund. And so our close rate is going to be very high because we have an incredible claim and we have an incredible offer. And you can only make an incredible claim if you actually deliver on the service, or you are going to have every single customer refunding you. And it is a terrible business model to try and withhold refunds from customers. Every single person that will request a refund will get a refund because that is good business practices. But I guarantee you, if 1,000 people sign up, 950 plus of them are going to make over $10,000 and they are going to continuously pay us forever. But they will also be a percentage of them that upsells into the main agency paying 5 figures plus per month. We also have a variety of other products that we are going to be launching under the product ecosystem umbrella. And the reason for that is, how much money can you spend to acquire a customer profitably? And how quickly can you cross-sell or upsell those people to front load as much money into the future as possible? And the reason this is so important in understanding the numbers and the economics is, let's say You bring in 100 customers in a month for this product. That would mean, rough numbers, if you bring in 100 customers and they spend $2,000, so between $2,000 and $3,000 on the phone call, what does it cost to get people on that call? You also have to pay the closers. There's a lot of people that need to get paid. But if these same metrics apply, which they will not at scale, but let's say we can book a call for $100 to $200, and then the cost to get someone to show up for a call is $300-$400, and then our close rate is 50%, and then our commission is 10%. It's going to be costing us $1,500 to acquire a customer over the long term, and that is very realistic. So we are only going to be making $500 on the front end. Well, if you spend $100,000 and you make a 20% return, you're going to put as much money into that as humanly possible. But what if you could cross-sell 15% of people that come into our Go High Level affiliate? Because every single person that signs up for the Perfect Setter is going to have one of two problems. Once you talk to your entire follower list and you use it as a marketing channel, which I think everyone should be, and then you close a percentage of them, there's going to be one of two problems. One, you do not have a good sales funnel. You do not understand what I was showing you before that I closed off of really quickly because I was nervous of giving out data of potential customers. But you either can't convert the traffic that you have. That means you have a sales funnel issue. And so we will have every single snapshot from our businesses, and we will also have a secondary offer that we will build a funnel for you that converts better than your current one, or we give you your money back. So it is a literal another win-win offer. And we will only be selling that to people that we sell into this. But if there's a business that we then upsell and we charge 5 figures, let's say, which is what very realistic. If someone does $200,000 a month and we build them a better funnel, that is going to be worth millions of dollars for them. And we will guarantee that if the funnel doesn't convert better, then we will just send them a refund, period. Not even if they want to keep the funnel. If it doesn't convert better, we will send them a refund. And we are that confident because we are really fucking good at what we do. But that is just a one-time cost to deliver. And so if we charge, let's just do rough math, $10,000, we give the funnel guy $2,000, the sales guy makes another $1,000, there's an extra $7,000 there's a fat. And if we can upsell 10% of people into that offer, how much more money could we spend profitably to get new customers? It's a lot. What if we can also cross-sell people? Hey, if you don't want us to do your funnel, you can get all of our snapshots from our Go High Level. You just need to use our affiliate code. It is a win-win. And then 10% of people that sign up for this say, okay, I will take those snapshots. I want to improve my funnel. I want to improve the conversions of this traffic. And that would be another few $100s per month per customer, because it's not our product, but we would get the 40% commission from their affiliate. So that would increase the amount of money we can make per customer very quickly, and we can push it into the future. But the big whammy is the main agency. What if every 100 customers that come in, we can upsell if they're a qualified business making over $5 million per year and want to utterly dominate their niche and become the spokesperson for their industry, and then we completely take over all of their organic marketing. We do all of their paid traffic. We just do A to Z marketing 101 for them. And then we upgrade them to the main agency. Now we're looking at $15,000 to $20,000 per month. And so if every 100 customers that come in, 10 of them take us up on the done for you, the funnel, because there's literally no risk for them. 10 of them take us up on the Go High Level affiliate, and then 5 to 7 of them take us up on the upsell into the main agency. You're now looking at every single 100 customers that let's say, even if it cost us $500,000 to get, on the front end, we might only make $200,000, but on the back end, we would be making way more than $300,000, way more. And so that's how you could create a moat. And that's why you can't count someone. I strongly disagree with seeing what someone does on the surface level and then guessing what their objectives are, because people will say like, "Oh, Gary V, you just got to crank out a bunch of content. You have to have a massive personal brand." Okay, what's Gary V's play though? Because it's not like he has a few million followers. It's not like his play is selling info. No, he goes into A Fortune 500 company, like let's say Amazon or Coca-Cola or Pepsi, and he says, I need to do your social media marketing. Look at the results that I have. Look at how many followers I have. And then he's getting written a $5 million per year contract from those people. So he can spend $1 million per year on his personal brand to grow it unprofitably, because he's then using that as a case study to these larger entities. But other people would say, okay, I just need to spend $100,000 on my personal brand, but not knowing what the play is. And then what their longer term objectives are, and what their product ecosystem looks like, and how they can profitably do that. Because I don't know Gary Vee. I don't know what his end goal is. I don't know what the main monetary system is. And I don't know what his product offerings are. But I think you can't just look at someone and see what their surface level is and say that's their only objective. Because for us, you would say, okay, you have a SaaS, but in reality, we have an in-depth product ecosystem where we're really just trying to improve the economics of our business. And which is the main reason we started selling this, and we just launched, and we'll see how it goes. I could be literally spitting utter nonsense, and we could fail miserably in a ball of flames, and we could unprofitably spend till the death of us, and we could never close a customer. Now, that is not what is going to happen, because we are going to change when the facts change and figure out what data needs to be switched, and we will do this incredibly profitably. And then what happens when every single customer brings us one more customer? Because that's what it's been for the main agency, because we only care about having the best product in the entire world. And if you have the best product, they are going to tell their friends. They're going to say, hey, I just made $10,000 literally doing nothing from this new software, and it only cost me $2,000. Hey, you should go get it. And originally, we had $100,000 in 45 days, and we were just going to work with stricter businesses. But this really will work with a broader group of people. But let's say in 45 days, if they do everything we tell them to do, they make $100,000 and they paid us $2,000. How many people are they going to tell? As many as they humanly can. And that's how we can fund supercharged growth, because we're not just going to be spending ads. We are also going to have an affiliate, in-house affiliate manager that manages a few hundred affiliates that are selling this product for us. And a product is easy to sell when the funnel converts really well, and you have a very good offer, and you have a very good monetary system and a very good backend. And there'll be a multitude of ways that we're selling this, but there's a bunch of reasons why we're doing this, not just face value. And I think you really have to see you have to look beneath the curtain into a lot of these businesses before you just say they are doing this because of XYZ. Therefore, I should do it because I have those same objectives, when you might not know their play. And I know a lot of businesses that are doing billions of dollars per year, and what the play looks like on the front end is not always the play. I'll give you a perfect example. I have a friend who had a publicly traded company called LifeLock. It was one of the first companies that came out that allowed you to protect your identity if someone had your social security. And I'm friends with the founder, Todd Davis, who they took the company public and then he sold it. When they were growing exponentially and very rapidly, there was a play to purchase this company that had an astronomical amount of data. And they had to overpay a ton for this data. But once they acquired that, it allowed them to have a unique moat that no one else could replicate. And I'm not going to go into the details because I don't know the details. I don't know the exact thing that he said, but he said when this happened, their stock price tanked. But he knew that everyone else just didn't know the value of what he just purchased, because it was an unprofitable company that just had something that was going to allow their company to literally 10x in value. And then once it came out, everything that he said happened to be true, the company 10x'd. And having a unique moat like that is very important. For us, if let's say you want to sell your company, we have an AI SaaS product that right now we're selling at very high multiples. Who knows what the marketplace will look like in 5 years or in 3 years or by the end of this year? I just know as we speak, if we wanted to get fundraising for our AI SaaS, we would get very favorable terms because people want to throw money at this particular business style. Whereas the agency that is a cash flow machine, they have always just sold at a multiple of EBITDA. It is an unsexy business that is very hard, that takes a lot of people, that only sell at a multiple of your profit, where agencies sell at a multiple of revenue. I mean, a SaaS company sell at a multiple of revenue, not of profit. A buyer necessarily doesn't even care about the profit. They care about the growth in your annual recurring revenue, because they're buying the predictability, the customers, what else can be done, how they can improve efficiencies. It's the entire shwazam. But if you package the two together, you're looking at a lot of enterprise value, a substantial amount if the goal was to sell, especially when private equity is just looking at these metrics. A lot of people will say that Alex Hormozi is this super genius. And I love Hormozi. I listen to a substantial amount of his stuff. At least I used to in the past. Now I'm quite busy. I really only listen to two main podcasts. One is The Founders, for first principle thinking, really questioning the reason behind things and saying like, okay, why can't we do this? And it doesn't break the laws of physics. It's just going over the largest founders of all time. And one of the biggest regret of all founders is selling their company. Every single person that does it for 30 years is very thankful they stayed. Every single person that sells is very upset that they sold. So I'm talking about selling, but mainly because of an enterprise value, just from a like what you built, how much is it actually valued at perspective. But when you hear terms like lifetime value to CAC, what is your LTV to CAC, your cost to acquire a customer versus the lifetime value? How quickly can you pull that into the future to where you can spend more quicker and have a high velocity to where you can turbocharge growth? Things like that is just what private equity looks at if they're looking to acquire a company, or they're looking for at massive inefficiencies that they can take over. And so let's say we have a massive negative cost to acquire. That means we get paid to acquire customers for the main agency, and we're turbocharging growth. And at the same time, our lifetime value of those customers is increasing. What would that company be valued at? It would be substantially higher. And this is just stuff that you're kind of like circling around with, but knowing your metrics is very, very, very important. Hopefully 7 days from now, we will have closed our first few customers, and we will be spending closer to $1,000 per day. Now, we're only going to do that if it is profitable. So if we close our first 5 customers over the next 7 days, we would have $10,000. We would dump that $10,000 back into ads. If that $10,000 is profitable and it gets us our next 40 customers, we're going to then have $80,000 that we're going to dump right back into ads instantly. And so we will be increasing the amount of creatives substantially. Next time you see this, we will have probably tripled the amount of creatives that we're running. We will have found what funnel is working better, and we will have refined a new funnel. We will know what percentage of people that book a call show up to the call and what we need to do about it. We will know what percentage of people that show up on the call get closed. We will know, well, I guess we won't know what percent of people get cross-sold or upsold, because that's more of a 2-month from now play. But we will know a lot more data, and we will be making better educated decisions. And that is going to allow us, within the next 45 days, I would say, we will be spending closer to $4,000 or $5,000 per day. And hopefully 4 or 5 months from now, we will be spending $1 to $2 million per month in ad spend profitably on the front end. And we will have an economic machine that is getting 30 customers for the main agency per month. And that I think we could get more, but operationally, we will probably be closing 30 customers for our funnel offer. And we will probably be closing 30 to 50 customers per month on from a percentage. I don't know what the numbers will be, but a substantial amount of people into the Go High Level affiliate too. And we will have an incredible economic machine. I already know we have an incredible sales team that we can have to take over this, that is hyper competent people that will understand the B2B world for sales, understand what percentage of people are qualified to get upsold into the main agency. And I think we will be up and jamming, but only the future will hold. But if you can't tell, I put a little bit of thought into this every single day, thinking through these numbers.